tasked us to create a secret army of spies.
This is a rudimentary operation.
Women will be more inconspicuous.
Make sure they're pretty.
For you or for the Germans? I don't believe we've met.
Virginia Hall.
We could set her up as a journalist.
Good Lord, Vera, she has a wooden leg.
Would you suspect this girl's a spy? Rumor has it you are the best wireless operator in the Women's Auxiliary Air Force.
Signaling is like music, there is a rhythm to it. I'm a pacifist, and they aren't teaching us to kill. They're training us to survive.
We need you as our first female field agent.
Okay, shut!
Don't be fooled. Common folks are becoming collaborators.
Acquire information, build resistance,
Courage, mon courage.
and set France ablaze.
If you have any doubts, tell me now.
Rick Hong here for Hollywood First Look Features. Today, I'm with writer, producer, star Sarah Megan Thomas for her movie, A Call to Spy. Sarah, I have to say that I'm very familiar with this character, Virginia Hall, because recently, during this time, I actually read A Woman of No Importance.
Amazing.
So how did you come across the story of not only Virginia Hall, but the SOE agents?
Yeah, so I knew I wanted to tell a spy drama that was female-driven and a side of female spies maybe we haven't seen on screen before, where it's the nitty-gritty of them every day doing their job. And I studied World War II at college. I knew that women were spies, and when I started digging deeper, came across these three women in Churchill's secret army, Virginia Hall, Noor Inayat Khan, and Vera Atkins. And they were basically firsts in their profession. And when I realized a movie had never been made about them, knew that this was the story that had to be told.
How much did you have to research? Because there's so much, even just with the Virginia Hall story, there is a lot there. And then you add in everybody else. I can't even imagine where you started with this to get it even like into a story.
That was actually the biggest challenge of this film in writing it and even in the edit room and editing it, which is that each of these women could have, and the men in the movie can and should have their own biopic. There is just so much. I mean, you know, it is with a built-in sequel, this movie ends, or a miniseries. I would love to do a miniseries spinoff because there just isn't the time in 2 hours. So what I had to focus on as a writer-producer is A, getting the essence of their character and what happened to them in the war, right? But B, pick a plot point. And for me, the plot point that I wanted to center on is the beginning of the war when they're failing and women were sent in as an experiment. And even though the women knew they had a 50-50 chance of survival and they were an experiment, they signed up. And I thought that type of heroism was what to explore in a 2-hour movie.
What's cool about Virginia Hall, and like it's noted in the film and like in probably the history books as well, is that, you know, she has that wooden leg. So you wouldn't think typically that she could be a spy, and that's kind of to her advantage. You being the actor and having to portray her, how was it trying to, you know, walk with the limp and act and concentrate on your lines? Or I don't know, since you're the writer, maybe you just ad-lib the lines anyways and said, I'll just
I could do whatever I want, really, in terms of what I want to say, right? So, no, I'm teasing. That's a great question. So for me, the leg is a part of Virginia's soul and character. She named her wooden leg Cuthbert. It was part of her. She wasn't born with it. It was a tragic accident. She shot her foot off with her father's shotgun while hunting in Turkey, almost died. So, you know, it was very challenging as an actress to do that because the way we had to shoot it, you know, there's this big, heavy wooden contraption on your leg that's tied to your waist. So at times my back went out. You know, it was quite a daunting thing to play. But even in the close-ups, even in scenes where there aren't limps, it was very important to me to have that on, because when I had that on, I felt that I transitioned into her as an actress.
And then finally, is it eerie to, I know you're on set, but is it eerie to kind of be in that location, to see the uniforms, be in that time period for you?
Totally. When we were in Budapest and shooting, you know, all the Nazi trucks as they're coming in to occupy France, there was just a moment when you see it and you show up on set and you're like, oh my gosh, like how did this happen? How did this happen? For sure.
Well, thank you so much for doing this movie because I enjoyed reading the book. I would love to see you do a limited series about
Great.
the SOE agents, Virginia Hall, any of the other characters. The movie is A Call to Spy. Until next time, I'm Rick Hong, and you've been watching Hollywood First Look Features.
This feels dangerous.
We're here now. Seen it through.
We have no choice but to learn the hard way how to do this. Trial and a lot of error.
Come on, let's go.
Go now!
The Germans are locating our signals faster than anticipated.
We must keep trying.
Who is she? I'm going to ask one more time.
The Germans will stop at nothing till they find you.
I'm not giving up. We're not giving up.
Up, up!
You know, we're here only for a short time. But what do we do while we're here? Changes the course of the future.